So we head again to the bars with Daria's Russian teammate from the 2014 World Championships, Maria Karenkova. Bars isn't her best event. Nice in-bar full. Kamelva, named after Victoria Kamelva, straight down into pack. I think she meant to connect that in-bar full pirouette to the Kamelva. There she goes, Maloney. Oh. I think she meant to, yeah, she did go the wrong way on that pirouette. So, I always have to have those backup plans there just in case. Full twisting double.
La conclusion de cette rotation sera ibérique. Très exactement l'accueil d'Ainoa Carmona Urbano.
So you can see that Maloney. There it's a toe-on backwards flight to high bar named after Kristen Maloney. She does that swing half there to get her going the right way. It's that combination made famous by Victoria Kamelva. Using that in-bar stall their work that the Russians are known for, among many things. 12.3 for Daria Spiridonova, ranks 17, and you can tell I'm not too pleased with that. They strive for perfection at all times. Now Loan Heath of France. If she lands this vault, there could be an uproar. Shinka full. You can see the Gymnastics fans very happy with that. You can see, so she does the back handspring under the table on the layout, back full. Seeing so many of these. Pretty big step on the landing. And those deductions will cost her at some point, so looking to improve those landings. Maria Karenkova waiting for her score to come in. Maybe just a bit flustered after that routine. It wasn't a disaster, but there were some issues, some kinks to straighten out. Obviously that pirouette going the wrong way, just not really it's just really one of those consistency things, and having a rough first event. Bars is not her best event, but next rotation she is going to the balance beam, and I'm sure she'll make up all those points then. You can see some highlights of the first rotation. So looking through some questions that when watching the live broadcast you can text in your questions, and I will get to them as soon as possible. And they would and I have several people asking me to explain how the scoring system works now that there's, and it used to actually just be out of a 10, and it basically still is, but they have added a whole nother panel, which is a difficulty panel, 14.066 for Marie Kirinkova. And Erica Fasana, first place. Julia Steingruber, second. Alyssa Downey in third. Marie Kirinkova down in fourth. Lone His, Deanna Bullimar, and Laura Jerka. You can see some of the favorites, some of the top gymnasts actually not there in that top 8. Claudia Fragapani down in 10th, Marta Phil and Kolosha and Martina Rizzoli both down in 11th. Daria Spiridonova had a fall on floor and is down in 19th. Christina Sankova did not have a good balance beam routine first rotation and did cost her, so she is not where she needs to be. So they've added a difficulty jury on vault. It's you can't explain it. I can't really explain all of it to you, but you see Deanna Bullimar there did a Yurchenko full, and that is worth 5 points. Each vault is rated separately. The hardest vaults, so the easiest vault in the quota points is just a simple front handspring onto the vaulting table, and the hardest in the quota points is actually the same vault, but you come off and do a double front off of the vaulting table before you land, and not many women do either of those vaults at this level. And you see, so on the other events, bars, beam, and floor, it's quite a bit more simple. Well, it's easier to remember once you get the hang of it anyways. It's a lot more complicated though. And so there is a huge table of elements, which is where all the skills are sorted into groups based on apparatus, and then divided again just by certain parts of the move. And so the top 8 most difficult skills are credited, and they're rated. On floor, they're rated from an A, being the easiest, worth 1/10, to I, being 9/10 and being the most difficult. And you see that was a 2.5 twisting back layout, which is a D, connected to a front layout with a full twist, which is a C. And when you connect different elements of certain value together, you get a bonus 10th in connection. That double Arabian is an E, connected to a stag jump, which is a dance element, and that is an A, and it is worth, and that actually E plus A is actually another 10th in connection, so she has 2-3 tenths under her belt in bonus. And there's also 5 requirements. Having skills both forwards and backwards is one of them, and she's fulfilled that, as well as having a spin and 2 leaps connected to each other, which she has also done. As well as having an acro flight skill, so a flip basically, with at least a full turn, and that front layout double twist should fill that one. So they add up all the tenths and all the difficulty from those top 8 skills. Then they add on the bonus tenths you get for connecting skills. Then for each composition requirement you fulfill,
va nous
you get
présenter
5
le
tenths, so that is a total of 2.5 in composition requirements if you fulfill all of them. And then they add all
La
that up.
Suisse sera en compétition dans un instant. À la poutre, Mademoiselle Jessica.
See, that's 2.5 twisting back layout,
Yatch.
directly connected to a full twisting front layout. A great routine for Marta filling Kolosha of Poland. It was always nice to smile at the end of your routines. No, really, no, you've got it. Got one routine under, you've got those routines under your belt. You know, it's always, when you're competing, I know when I'm competing, it's always like, oh, thank God. That's, I've successfully done that. And I've done it to the best of my ability. Luan his, on her second event, in moving bars. And you know, it's not always her best event. Very nice toe on full into that Maloney, into the pack salto. And toes could have been pointed a little bit more, maybe. See, it's just all these little tenths, but she's carrying on very well. Shorten some of these handstands, you know, having a couple, just some of these little errors. Just down to the low bar and back up. All that's left now is the dismount. Full twisting, double back. You know, it was a good routine. She's relieved, she's satisfied, and it was a very good routine. You know, she should be very happy with that. You know, maybe I'd say just taking her time a little more. Marta Furlan Kolosha, by the way,
Thank you.
14.166. You know, maybe taking her time a little more, really making sure those pirouettes are completed directly in handstand. This one, perfect. You know, making sure she takes the time to fix that form just a little bit, clean up. You know, just feel the rhythm, work with the bars instead of forcing it. But, you know, all those things come with experience and controlling nerves and just letting loose a little bit more. But what a great landing on that full in double back. So Daria Spiridonova here had some trouble on her first event floor exercise, fell in her last tumbling pass. We'll see what she can do now on the vault. Another Yurchenko full. There you go, lifts up, great landing. It was a great landing. Stuck landing, perfectly in center. You know, there's just, the judges are always going to find some deductions, you know, maybe for her feet not being together as she came onto the table, and her hip angle and all this stuff. You know, it's all about perfection. Low on his 13.966. We head right back down to the vault. Daria Spiridonova, 13.7 for her second event. So, you know, she's getting back into the swing of things. Anoya Carmona Urbano of Spain. You know, there is a 2 per country limit into this all-around final. So even if you're one of the top 24 gymnasts, I'm in the qualification rounds. Nice, Yurchenko full, little bounce back.